Today I'm sharing exactly what I'll be doing the next 2 weeks to get my body back. I'm not gonna lie, got on the scale yesterday. I've been feeling how things are going and it ain't great. Welcome back to Seriously, the Claudia Project, where we talk about everything lifestyle, motivation, and just living your best life. And I have to be honest, I'm not feeling my best right now. So that is the why. I have been sitting around in my clothes and not feeling super comfortable for a few weeks. And it's because I was on a really good path. And then, once you start losing a little bit of weight, you feel better. And so then you go back to your ways. First, it starts small. You're like, oh, I'll have French fries here. Oh, I'll have French fries there. And well, that has compounded over the last couple of months, the summer, basically. And I'm feeling like sluggish, not great in my clothes, and we gotta put a stop to that right now if I plan to feel better. So I'm gonna share the plan that I have. Again, I'm not a nutritionist, I'm not a doctor, I'm not telling you to do this, I'm just sharing what I'll be doing, and I would love for some of you to come along. We're gonna start with 2 weeks because 2 weeks feels like enough time to see an actual difference, but not too much pressure on myself, which is what I kind of need. We're all busy, and so this is going to be a real push for some of this, and then others of it is just about like changing my mindset and deciding that this is something I really want to do. We've talked about this in past episodes. I think a lot of it is once you get comfortable with just your body and like your life, you start to make concessions for why things are the way that they are. And you're like, oh, no one really cares. I look fine. But if you don't feel fine on the inside, it's like, does any of that outside validation really make a difference? Not really. So this is what I'll be doing. I would love for some of you to join, or in the comments, tell me some of the stuff that you're doing to make changes. I know yesterday we talked about micro habits, which I think are really great if you're just getting started, but I have been getting started and I need to crank it up a little bit. So here we go for the next 2 weeks. Let's start with nutrition. I'll be staying in between 1,200 and 1,400 calories. So tracking everything that I eat on MyFitnessPal. There's a few other apps that you can download, but MyFitnessPal is the easiest I find. So that's what I'll be using. I'm not doing any liquid calories. So for the next 2 weeks, we're only doing water. I gotta cut the drinking. I know that that is helping me gain weight. And I'm such like an active drinker. So it's like, if there's nothing going on, then I don't drink anything. But as soon as I go out with friends, I'm like, okay, margarita here, margarita there. I'm really a gin girl. So like, and I guess it's low calorie. I don't know. I doubt it. It's got so much sugar in it. So no liquid calories at all. I'm going to be doing protein first meals. I'll only be getting carbs from fruits and veggies. And then I'll do a rice during lunch. But outside of that, it'll be mostly like for breakfast, I'll do eggs. I'll do protein shakes in between for snacks. I'll probably float in some grapes, those kind of things. And then for dinner, we'll do protein and like a broccoli, which has carbs in it too, but those kind of things. And so again, so for dinner, it'll be proteins and veggies. So I'm going to be eating a lot, but just like very low calorie, very low on the carb intake, just so I can get some of this water weight off of me, which I'm sure some of this is, but the goal is to be targeting fat. So that's what we'll be doing. And again, I said already, I'll be tracking everything in MyFitnessPal. I'm just looking down at my notes because I want to make sure you get everything that I'm doing correctly. I'll be doing movement every single day. So I'm going to keep up with my walks in the morning. It's just been really dark outside, which is why we're recording this episode here. Because as you guys know, I record in the morning before work. And yesterday's episode I recorded and it was just so dark. And I don't want you guys to have to be dealing with like trying to figure out if I can see. But I did take my walk before I sat down. So we're walking every single day still, 30 to 45 minutes. And then 5 days a week, we'll be moving our body. 3 days, we'll be doing a full body a full body workout, which ChatGPT, who I call Dave, has already set up. So it's a lot of like push-ups, body squats, a lot of body weight, but I'm going to the gym to do that 3 days a week. I'll be doing that in my office once we finish camp this week. And then 2 HIIT style workouts. So Barry's is close to my office, so either Barry's, I might talk myself into going to Orange Theory, but they just be calling your girl. They want me to sign up for a subscription, and I would do it for like the months that I want to focus on, except they won't let you cancel, and I find that to be the most annoying thing ever. Like, It shouldn't take 30 emails, 4 texts for me to cancel a subscription to a gym. But that's not what this is about. Anyway, so 3 full bodies, 2 HIIT workouts. And if I can't make that work, then we'll do like a short 20-minute Peloton ride. As long as we're getting movement 5 days a week in that kind of way, it's because I'm trying to burn fat. Like, we got to get it off of me. And even sitting here right now, looking at myself in the viewfinder, I'm like, oh, you don't look that bad. The problem is I don't feel great. I just do not. And so that's what matters most. Things that are metabolism boosters that I'll be working on every single day. Camp is really, really hard. So we're going to start, especially with diet and the walking this week, but next week we're going to take off, is 7 to 8 hours of sleep, which I think might almost be impossible because we're not getting out of camp till 7. No, I'm sorry. We don't get out of camp till 10. I can get close, but it's tight. So it'll be tight. Drinking water before I have my first coffee of the day. I only drink 1 coffee a day anyway, so I'm not overly concerned about that. And I don't put anything in my coffee already, so I drink my coffee black. So that'll be fine. But getting my water intake in before I have that coffee, I just am someone who, like, I either drink water or I don't. I'm not a lady who sits in between. So things to think about. And then stop eating before 2 to 3 hours before bed. So again, do you even see how I'm talking to myself? I'm going to try. No, we're going to do. This is what has to be done in order for me to actually lose this weight, you guys. I'm so stressed about it all the time. Yeah. We're going to go back to, so let me focus. Let me focus myself in. I'm losing it. I'm getting sad. Can you see the angst that I feel? So metabolism boosters, getting 7 to 8 hours of sleep, drinking water before my coffee. So like making sure I take those. In fact, let's have some water, shall we? You get your water. Where are you? I don't know where you are, but have some water. It truly is great. And then not eating 3 hours before you go to bed so that your body has time to metabolize everything, which I think will be great. Half of the issue that I have is not necessarily overeating. My issue has always been undereating. So I'll wake up in the morning, I'll walk, I'll drink my water, I'll have my black coffee, but then I won't eat anything until lunch. So now my body thinks it's starving. And so it holds on to everything I had the night before. Also, eating late is a real issue. But the things I'm actually eating are typically not that bad in like small portions, but we just need to hone it in and lock in for the next 2 weeks so that my body kind of gets back to, like, it regulates itself and starts burning calories again. Because I feel like the problem right now is we're not burning anything. We're just holding on to everything. Weekly targets. Every week I'm going to be doing a weigh-in, and so I'll be letting you guys know. I mean, our episodes are about motivation, lifestyle, doing better, and so I don't see why this isn't a part of my life that I can't share. There are things that I won't share, but me being on a weight loss journey is something I feel like we should definitely do together. So like this morning I got on the scale and I was 155, which maybe to you isn't terrible, but I'm like a 5'2" person who, anyway, totally beside the point. So every week, that's what we'll be doing. This week, we're at 155. And I love my body, and I think she's beautiful, but we do need to adjust. I'm going to be going for the goal with this low-carb, low-sodium diet of trying to lose 2 to 3 pounds a week, which feels high, but I feel like most of this is probably like a lot of water and a lot of like just fat sitting on top of muscle. So if we really, really lock in, I think that's something that's super possible. And that's what we're going to be doing. So 155 right now. Next week when you talk to me, I need to be closer to 152. You know what I'm saying? And then how I plan to stick to it and how you can plan to stick to it as well. Meal prepping your proteins in advance. You're going to be eating a lot of protein. So it's like cook that grilled chicken and weigh it. That's the most important piece. You want to be at I want to be at 4 ounces every single meal. And so weighing it's going to be super important. A lot of us are just overeating and we don't even realize it. So weighing your meats after they're cooked is super important to make sure you're not every extra 50 calories. It adds up over the span of a week. And so that's where we have to make sure that we're really focused in, and then picking my workouts when the week starts and then planning them out like they're actual meetings and not just being like, oh, I'll figure out when I'm going to take berries. I'll figure out when I'm going to go to the HIIT class. No, I know like my pickups for Ash are on Monday and Tuesday. That's my son, by the way, because we have practice in the morning. So Dre does drop-offs in the morning, and so in the afternoon it's my responsibility, which means I can't really be doing a HIIT class when I'm supposed to be picking him up, but I could probably do one later in the evening after bedtime is over. So just mapping out my schedule to figure out exactly what that looks like so I can make sure to make it work. And then keeping a bottle of water on me at all times. I have tried to do this in the past. I think a smart water just works out better for me. Like all those like fancy bottles with the handles, they don't fit everywhere. It's just, I find it to be annoying, and really here I am making excuses again. So we're going to keep a water on us, but more importantly than just keeping a water on us, we're going to actually drink it. Because how many of you are like me and like, you'll carry around a full bottle of water all day and won't take a singular sip? It's chaotic, whatever. That's what we're doing. Anyway, guys, I am inviting you guys to join this reset with me. You can change it how you want, but like we all have 2 weeks that we can give to really focus on being our best, making our bodies feel the best that they possibly can. And honestly, I don't want to do it alone. So it would be great to have people with me on this journey, because losing weight is really, really lonely, especially when you have a million other things to do. But I know I want to prioritize this. So that's what we're going to do. Anyway, as always, my name is Claudia. I don't even know if I introduced the episode today, but thank you guys so much for being here. Seriously, the Claudia Project is taking off. I'm so stoked that we're doing this together, getting our lifestyles, focusing on things that make us feel good, and just talking to you guys every day has been so fun. Have a wonderful Tuesday. Let's start this 2-week challenge together. You can do it. So can I. And we're in this together. All right. Bye, guys.